Welcome in, everybody, to another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the coach, and we're set to bring you coverage from Madden Ultimate Team.
And now the offense getting set, 1st and 10.
Tight end's right. Watch tight end.
Here we go, stay high. Right 20.
Take 4.
On 1st down, Keenum. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football. And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Right 20.
On 1st down, it's Keenum. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Emmanuel Sanders, the intended receiver. And it's 2nd down.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
Here we go, stay high.
On 2nd down, here's Keenum. Man open, he's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A good pickup there, a 22. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. So it's Bronco football as we get your reset here. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Keenum now on 1st down. And that's complete to the tight end Hireman. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. The Broncos in the hurry-up try to get to their positions and get set quickly. He's back to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. That one good for 13 and a Denver 1st down. Back to throw. Starting quickly here, and that's complete. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and the Texans scoop it. There he goes, right side. And this defense has broken it open as they return it to the house for 6. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room where they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave him a comfortable lead.
Extra point from McManus is good. And it might seal the deal as that makes it a 2-score game here with not a lot of time remaining. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
After 2 scoring. Emmanuel Sanders, 20, 10, and all the way home for a Broncos score. Emmanuel Sanders, 76 yards. And the Broncos draw a bit closer.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper...
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. The Texans have got it. But he doesn't get far. They're able to stop him. And after all that, the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
I rarely question anyone's effort on the field. But normal, you give up a touchdown like that, a long-distance play, there's usually not a lot of resistance on the extra point. In this case, though, boy, they bowed their backs and got after it.
Yeah, a little revenge.
Offense.
Nicely done.
Yeah, way to go. Get in there, block it, and show them that they're still fighting.
A big mistake in that spot. You got to let it go 10.
They didn't give themselves a chance. They had an opportunity, touched it first. Now they're in a really bad spot.
Down! Back to the...
And Watson's going to throw it here. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Bradley Roby there defensively. How good has he been throwing the football, though? Despite that incompletion, that's just the 3rd time he's been off target this entire game.
And Brandon, I've been on the other side of this equation, trying to defend a guy who's getting this hot, and it chips away at your confidence. And when you're not confident when you're trying to defend, it makes you slower to the football, and it leads to more completions for them.
The Texans on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3.
3 down!
Watson now to throw. Out to his left. He gets away from 1. He may try and run for this. He's got a 1st down and much more inside the 20. And all the way down to the 17-yard line. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here, as he'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
4 down, check, 4 down, 4 down.
Down to a knee here as the Texans look to let the clock roll.
Double tight. 4 down, alert.
Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right? Just us against the world and get it done. How happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one. Down to a knee here as the Texans look to let the clock roll. Well, as always, partner, an extreme pleasure to share a booth with you. I have to say,
one to another edition of the NFL and Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. Up next, we've got a good one on tap between the visiting Houston Texans and the Washington Redskins. With that, let's get on up to FedEx Field near Washington. Standing by for the call of this one, Brandon Gettin and Charles Davis.
And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Derek Johnson. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
They'll try and get the running game going with McCoy. And a solid run down inside the 30. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And down inside the 15 he goes. We have played 3 quarters. It's the Texans in control of the foot. Finally, a first red zone opportunity for these guys. They have a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check.
From the red zone now, Watson. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Larry Fitzgerald from 13 yards out. And the Texans will extend their lead. And that was really just a great battle for that football on both sides. The result is a touchdown.
Ordinarily, I'd like to say it was a win-win, but it really wasn't because the defender, while he was there with excellent coverage, he didn't get the benefit, did he?
But he's not going to get chewed up in film session, will he?
No, he was right there. They'll tell him, okay, of course you need to knock the ball away, but they won't be too upset with him. He did his job for the most part.
Now McManus on to kick this one off. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Now a first down throw. It's Smith. Caught on the right side. Reed. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first. They're giving those short little routes. Tackled him in bounds, too. They're just not wanting to get beat over the top.
Yeah, and if you can't really get downfield, take the short routes. But now you got to have guys who can actually break tackles and increase those gains.
Smith down to throw. And this one complete to Reed. Smith finding his big tight end Reed for a Redskins first. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You know, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
To throw is Smith. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. 23 yards on the play. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Time for a break. So it's Redskin football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On 1st and 10, Smith. And I think the ball's out. And the Texans say they have it. They do.
Well, that drive wasn't a case of wanting to put points on the board. It was needing to, having to, and they didn't get it done.
Yeah, didn't get it done, and now you look at the situation and the point differential, 2 scores, pretty much game 7 up.
How about the takeaway, though, huh? How about those defensive guys?
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And now we're going to get a timeout called by the Redskin defense. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. Throwing now, Watson. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Again to McCoy. And an alley to run. Eventually wrangled down before reaching the 20, but a strong run. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, they'll likely put an end to this thing. Again, it's McCoy. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. At 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
And now before this 1st down play, we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Down to a knee here as the Texans look to let the clock roll.
Four down. Down. Black 22. Black 22. Check light 54. Light 54. Check.
Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right? Just us against the world and get it done. How happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one. Down to a knee here as the Texans look to let the clock roll. Well, partner, even though my phone alarm failed me this morning and I missed our AM workout, we